Good morning, happy Monday. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. Today we're going to have a story now, and I'm going to be available for a chat on Teams at 10 o'clock. And in our Teams chat today, we're going to be doing another treasure hunting game. So get ready to search around your house for things that start with the sounds I say. Now, today's story is called The Treasure Hunt. The Treasure Hunt. Good morning, said Percy the park keeper as he stepped out of his hut. In his hand, Percy was holding some posters which he had just made. He pinned one of them to his door. "What does it say?" asked one of Percy's rabbit friends. "Oh, I'm sorry," said Percy, and he read it out loud. "I am organising a treasure hunt. All those who would like to come meet at the bandstand after breakfast tomorrow morning. Signed, Percy." That's me. "I want to come," said the badger. "Oh, so do I," said the fox. What is it?" "It's a game," said Percy. "One person goes off and leaves a trail of clues for the others to follow. The clues are messages, and one clue leads to the next one until you find treasure at the end." I can read a bit," said the fox. He and the other animals stared at another one of Percy's posters. Percy smiled as he noticed they were holding it upside down. "I'll do drawings instead of messages," he said. Next morning, when the animals met together, there was no sign of Percy. They thought that Percy must have forgotten until one of the squirrels noticed something. "Look, this piece of paper with a picture on it. It could be a clue." The squirrel was right. On the paper, Percy had drawn a picture of a seesaw. "Oh, that must be where we have to go first," said the badger. They hurried over to the playground, and sure enough, another piece of paper had been pinned to the seesaw. "I'll get it," said one of the mice, and he scampered up the seesaw. This time Percy had drawn a picture of a statue. "Oh, I know where that is," said a rabbit. "Follow me." And off they went again. Did I miss a page there? No. By now, Percy had put nearly all his pieces of paper in place. He whistled as he walked along a favourite path at the edge of the park. "Only two left," said Percy as he tucked one of his clues into a crack in the signpost. He stopped for a moment and gazed over the fields that lay beyond the park. Percy reached into his pocket and was pleased to find some chocolate. It was chocolate money wrapped in gold paper. "Good job I brought a snack," said Percy. "I'm feeling quite peckish." Slowly he ate every piece of the chocolate. Then Percy realised what he had done. He had eaten the treasure. The animals were having great fun. Percy's trail of clues led them all over the park. The seesaw, the statue, the tool shed, the bridge. In every place they found a picture showing them where to go next. But now, as they searched for a clue around a signpost at the edge of the park, it didn't seem quite so easy. "Oh, bother," said the badger. "I can't see a clue anywhere." The fox kept looking at the letters on the signpost. He was sure they were trying to tell him something. "Oh, I wonder," he muttered to himself. Suddenly the fox announced, "This signpost is the next clue. We have to follow it." "But it leads out of the park," said the hedgehog. It was too late. The fox had already set off. The others looked at each other, and then they followed after him. The fox led them across a field. In the middle there stood a tall tree which had been struck by lightning. Further on there was a cattle shelter. Something was moving behind it. "It looks like Percy," said the fox. "That must be where he's putting the treasure." The animals rushed towards the cattle shelter. It wasn't Percy, but there was something there, and the something said, "Meow." It was a young calf. "Meow," said the calf loudly again. The animals squealed and ran in fright towards the tree in the middle of the field. The calf chased after them. She wanted to play. The animals scrambled up the tree as fast as they could. They didn't like this game at all. "What do we do now?" wailed the hedgehog. He was answered by someone who had been watching it all. "You won't find any clues up there," chuckled Percy. "Why don't you come down and meet Lucy?" Gosh, this is a funny shaped page, isn't it? Lucy the calf was very friendly. When the animals had calmed down and been properly introduced, she gave them a ride across the field to the park fence. Everyone chattered happily as they bumped along. "We didn't find the treasure," said the fox, "but we found a friend." Percy coughed and wiped the corner of his mouth with his handkerchief. "Oh, yeah, and don't you think friends are better than treasure?" he said. "Well," said the hedgehog, "I think they're about the same." Percy smiled. "I think you're right," he said. Oh, lovely. What a super story, and what a great idea. Your fun activity for today is to set up a treasure hunt around your house. And you could try and write clues, or you could draw pictures of clues and see if somebody else in your house can follow your treasure hunt and find your treasure.